said, my disappointment is immeasurable. This was the guy to speak. I love how he's commenting on that post by Neon. Just, is that something me getting 70 subscribers? No. I hope that's what they say, just, no, I don't think it's it. I'm like, God damn it.
Then a sub to the channel would be therapeutic.
Ooh.
So we've got three groups of Android phones here. The most powerful ones are fine, middle ones struggle, but move on eventually, and the weak ones die. So at this point I thought, oh, of course, the reason phones are crashing is that there's something to the story that uses quite a lot of processing power or RAM to run. I never want to hear this song again. Stop! And that would also kind of explain why pretty much all iPhones are crashing, because even the highest end iPhones right now are just 60 GB of RAM. I knew I was on the right track, but I wasn't quite there yet. So I did what any brave soldier would do. I asked them. I basically assembled the tech of vengeance. I reached out to iOS developers, XDA developers, Java and Flutter developers, Android experts like Gary explains, and my number one go-to on this is Anime, who's a cybersecurity researcher at Arizona State University. And we have some answers. Okay, so the best way to understand why an Instagram story is causing phones to crash is to understand what is in that Instagram story. And as it turns out, it's a bit more than just those Arabic characters you can see. So what Anime was showing is that if you go onto Instagram via the web and you delve into the Inspect tab, you can see all of the raw data behind every post, every story on any profile. I feel like that's a full video there, just on the amount of data being collected, but the surprising thing for the purposes of this video is what we found when we inspected PG Talal's Instagram stories. So, you might know that Instagram has these stickers that you can add, like a poll, or a question, or a countdown. They're like little widgets that anyone looking at these stories can interact with. And on their own, this isn't going to be putting any major strain on your device. But, using Inspect, we can see that what PG Talal has done is created two of these elements at the same time. One of them is a countdown that was built to end on 23rd of October 2020, and one of them is a quiz, which just has the question R and three possible answers as D, D, and C. The contents of these elements isn't what's important. I'm pretty sure he just typed in random letters because he knew that you weren't going to see them anyways. And the reason for that is that he has managed to make them enormous. So, for context, if I inspect a normal Instagram story, I'll find that the X and Y scale values for the size of each sticker element will be somewhere between 0 and 1. And it roughly means what proportion of the screen will that thing be taking up. For PG Talal stories though, the scale of these elements has 18 digits. So we're not talking...
You know what? This is a call out to Austin Theory. You know, the United States champion in the WWE? Fight me. I'll pay you my $20 to fight me in a one-on-one elimination. Wait, no, it can't be elimination if it's a one-on-one. Extreme Rules match. And the winner gets that United States title. And if I win, I get a contract, and I get a contract to the WWE as well, you coward. Ask Vince McMahon, I'll fight you. I'll fight you now. I'd lose still.
About stickers big enough to fill up a single phone's display, not even hundreds, not even thousands of phones. We're talking stickers so big that they can span quadrillions, possibly quintillions of phones. Or in other words, you don't need this quiz and this countdown time is so large that if you were to actually zoom out and see the whole image, it would be many, many times the size of the phone. Do you want to know why the image looks purple on Android? Well, that's because what you're actually seeing is just part of a countdown timer. It's stretched out to enormous proportions, so you're literally looking at a tiny, tiny part of this section here. And confetti is just what Instagram shows when the countdown has ended. And this also explains why you can't pause it. Because I'm not really clicking on the story here, I'm just clicking on a non-interactive part of the countdown timer. But how? Because if I just open Instagram, I can't just keep expanding these elements indefinitely. Instagram's all about this. Well, PG Talal has used something called an HTTP proxy. which is a type of software that allows him to see, but more importantly, modify the data that's coming out of his phone before it hits the Instagram servers. Think of it like a middleman. Talal makes a quick Instagram story with a normal looking post and countdown timer on his phone, but then instead of sending that story directly to Instagram and it going public, he has intercepted it using this proxy, where he has then changed those sides and the location values too of these elements something astronomical. And so what we think is happening here is that because Instagram isn't built with this scale of numbers in mind, it isn't dealing with them properly.
I can swallow a bottle of alcohol in her. Feel like Godzilla. Better hit the deck like the cartilla. My whole squad's in here walking around the party. A cross between a zombie apocalypse and Bobby.
For sure, the Octagon. He mixes up things better than any of the opponents that I've faced so far at 135 pounds. But he hasn't faced somebody like me. He's able to mix things up because he's facing stationary targets. So you got yourself a new Thunderbolt laptop, but it only has 1 or 2 ports. 3, 2, 1. Oh, really?
We have 7 phones, 7 of the wild...
You off like a fifth of vodka when you twist the top of the bottle. I'm a monster. You get in my way, I'ma feed you to the monster. I'm normal during the day, but at night turn to a monster. When the moon shines like ice road truckers, I look like a villain out of those blockbusters. Till the fire spit a monster. Blood on the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, till the fire monster. Blood on the dance floor. If you never gave a damn, raise your hand, 'cause I'm about to set trip. Vacation plans, I'm on point like my index is. So all you will ever get is finger, prostate exam. How can I have all these fans that perspire like a liar's pants? I'm on fire and I got no plans to retire. And I'm still the man you admire. These chicks are spazzing out. I only get more handsome and flyer. I got them passing out like what you do when you hand someone flyers. And what goes around comes around just like the blades on the chainsaw. 'Cause I caught the flag, but my dollar stacked right off the bat like a baseball. Like kidding, bitch, I got them racks with so much ease that they call me Diddy. 'Cause I make bands and I call getting cheese a cakewalk.
So,
Bitch, I'm a player. I'm too
hard to find.
stingy for share. Won't even lend you an ear. Ain't even pretending to care.
Let's see
Tell
what
a
I
bitch I'm
mean.
Mary of
Alright,
Shabaria.
number 7.
Cat.
Galaxy S21, a limited edition.
My lyrics never sit well, so
Because
they wanna
yes,
give me the
Samsung
chair. Like a
created
paraplegic and it's scary.
17,000
Call it hair
units
carry. 'Cause every
exclusively
time a
to
nigga
be
hair
wanted
carry.
to
A
use
Mary
Olympic and
dictionary.
Paralympic
Break it
athletes
down, niggas
to
spit
the
this shit
Olympic
hilarious. It's time to
Games.
put bitches in the bitches.
17,000 is not a lot of units for a company who might sell 10, 20 million of their normal variants. And so, of course, a whole bunch of these athletes stuck them on eBay. I was one of the suckers who paid $3,000 for one. I just want to make good videos, okay? The packaging isn't anything elaborate, very eco-conscious, but there are a few extras. For example, every athlete who got one of these phones also got a pair of purple Galaxy Buds Pro. As far as I can see though, they are literally just the normal buds that anyone can buy. But then also a limited edition case for those buds, with this skateboarder sitting inside Samsung's latest foldable. And then the phone itself. That is gorgeous. I think this is an exquisite colour combo. I love this contrast of the deep blue on the back with soft gold all the way around the rims, which I'm imagining is symbolic of a gold trophy. And trophy I've won in a while. And if we compare it to the original Galaxy S21, they've changed a lot of stuff here. It's got this pretty wacky new startup animation, it's got new Olympic wallpapers, a new colour scheme, which feels like quite a departure, and more importantly, a completely different style. This is the first time I think I've ever seen Samsung using circular icons, and I actually think it's an improvement. But I'm even more excited about this one. So I've grown up watching a fair few martial arts movies. My dad loves them. And within this genre, there is one guy who's normally referred to as the single greatest icon.
Let's see what you got.
Bruce Lee. And so, I almost can't believe I'm saying this, but in front of me right now is the Bruce Lee phone. And while Samsung's Athlete Edition was pretty rare at 17,000 units, this one has just 4,000 globally. Full stop. I'm not exactly sure how this links to Bruce Lee exactly, but this is meant to be a gaming phone with a whole load of very excessive gaming features. What an unboxing experience though. It's like a pop-up book. Underneath the phone we've got a yellow bumper case. I'm not sure I've ever seen one of those come with a phone. Oh, this is so cool. They've actually gone as far as to change the color of the charger and cable. And
getting cool up, D-square, got on de-stress, got a hand wash, new racks with the old Nikes in the shoebox, keep my stripes, no cuss, pull up in a new plate, and she might just, she went trying to move bait, when her eyes locked, new tints on a coupe, that's a head loss, off my whites, right my wrongs, Gucci my mum, I used to do your thumbs, count my sums, this is gonna get long, love my green, I'm trying to get
Okay, the Sonic updated tier list.
I'm from, it's on.
Ooh, that's that one. Ooh, that doesn't deserve to be an S. So like, I'll tell you guys my Sonic playlist or whatever this is. So okay, so this person's is S. An S rank is Sonic Riders apparently. Not a good game. I should know I've played it. Sonic Adventure 2, amazing game. Sonic Mania, amazing game. Sonic Generations, I'd say that's an A tier. What's this one? Sonic Battle. I've never even heard of that one. An A tier, Sonic Heroes, I would say that's like a C, maybe a B. And Sonic Sega All-Stars Racing, that's a C. The original Sonic, yeah, that's a B. Sonic 2, this is a controversial for me, but it's an A. Shadow the Hedgehog is in C. I'm going to play that, so put it in going to play. Sonic Adventure 1, boom, S tier. Sonic, oh wait, C tier. a blank game, I don't know that one. Knuckles, I don't know that one. Sonic Colors, I've played it somewhat, and I'd say it's a B. Sonic Forces, that's a C. Sonic Lush, never played, so going to play. And Sonic CD, I've played that one, that's an A. Boom. I've made my own.
Isn't any ordinary charging cable. It's a 67 watt fast charger and an L-shaped USB-C cable. They've probably done this so you can carry on playing even while charging.
Nice.
They even change the color of the inside of the USB-C plug. Completely unnecessary attention to detail, but it does make it feel exclusive. Okay, that is one of the most class designs I've ever seen. It's far from elegant, but it's got these little textured grips on the side that are fingertips. The camera system is genuinely different. As hell. If you're going to make a sharp, aggressive game phone, that's how you do it. So try it.
Oh, that's just been a brutal need.
Oh, it's edited by the camera. And also, because the phone made for gaming, if I release these patches here, you get physical shoulder buttons that pop up on the sides.
Love it. Keep it up. Put the pressure on it.
Back up. I love it that the first leg kick I've ever thrown in a fight in the UFC almost broke my opponent's leg. Just almost beat him. Like the first leg kick thrown in a fight by my character almost won him the fight.
That's what I like to see. Good, clean, crisp punches.
Watch how I break it before I even turn it on. There's a Bruce Lee startup animation. The only letdown here is that once you get into the phone, it's literally just a normal UI, no special Bruce Lee theming or icons. Serious? Number 5 is a bit of a different
Not funny.
in that it doesn't really have a theme.
That's pretty funny.
So, you might have heard of the Mi 11. It's Xiaomi's main 2021 flagship, their equivalent to Samsung's S21. Well, alongside that phone, they also launched the Mi 11 Special Edition, which serves no other purpose than to just be a fancier version of the Mi 11. I like the box. It swaps out the flat black or white that you normally get, but this reflective rainbow finish. You get an insert. Oh, okay.
My 49er shirt, I might wear that.
You get the phone, and then
the next
just
time I go to my dad's like
normal
49er baby.
cable.
And ooh, I have not worn these in so long. I want to put these
in
on.
contrast to how vanilla the unboxing experience
Christmas
is,
2 years
the
ago.
phone itself is psychedelic.
They do.
I feel like I'm getting dizzy just looking at
These
it.
fit.
It's like every single color everywhere
just how she's
at the same
cool.
time. But also like
It's on my
properly
PlayStation.
ridged. Listen to this. I feel like I could file my nails on that. And then at the bottom, you get this mini paragraph, which I think looks kind of naff. But then also a signature from Lei Jun, the CEO of Xiaomi. Now I feel like here in the West, most people don't know who he is, but in the East, he has crazy fandom. He's considered like the Steve Jobs of China. The software isn't anything out of this world. But phone number 1 is. Number 4 though, I'm expecting this to be forgotten. So right here we have not one, but 2 different super limited versions of the Oppo Find X3 Pro, which is Oppo's 2021 flagship. And if you've seen any of Oppo's past limited editions, you'll know that this company does not mess around. So let's start with the Mars Exploration Edition. Long story short, in 2020, China launched their first ever robotic spacecraft straight to Mars to pick up rock samples, audio recordings, just to figure out as much stuff as possible about this planet. And this year, in 2021, that craft successfully landed. So, this is a celebration of that. What did they do to this box? Kind of looks like it has explored Mars on the way here. It's really heavy though, that's a good sign. And straight up, love this orange and grey colour combo. You get a hardback 2021 Mars board to, I don't know, look at. The phone, we'll get to that in a second. And, ooh, strong black theme also running through this. Which I guess makes sense because space is black, and black is also kind of what companies have started using for their Pro phones. And this phone is extremely pro. It's the highest possible spec of the Pro version of their 2021 flagship. So we're talking 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage, the full works. And then finally, a case that feels quite gritty, I guess, like the surface of Mars. Okay, the phone itself. It's made of frosted grey glass, smoothed out almost to the point of being soft to the touch. This might just be the single most comfortable thing I've ever held. There's literally not a single sharp edge here. But yeah, I mean, as a colour, you've seen grey before. That said, there's a few cool things about this. So, for starters, it's got engraved into it Utopia Planitia, which is the site that China landed in on Mars. Isn't it kind of crazy that we now have names for places on other planets? You get an exclusive Mars wallpaper that shows the planet at various different times throughout the day, and a colour filter in the camera that can apparently make Earth look like Mars. And secondly, the Photographer Edition. This only just recently came out. It's a collaboration between Oppo and Kodak. It's almost impossible to find, and I think it's going to put the last one to shame. I love this. So this entire phone and unboxing experience is themed after the Kodak 35, which is one of the company's most iconic cameras, actually used a lot during World War II. We've got a plush leather-like material on the outside and a metal lid. This is top 5 smartphone boxes I've ever opened. It felt on the inside of the lid too. They really have gone hard.
And the Wii. Time to read what the fans think of this fight. Nothing. Oh.
Okay, so then there's a hardback insert with some manuals inside. The phone, you get a chunky insert. Wow, that's stunning. White leather on top, black leather on the bottom. A pair of earphones, plus a lanyard that attaches onto the case so that you don't drop your phone while taking photos. And
Got this, another TKO? Yep. Don't worry about your opponent. The ref is there for a reason. What are your plans for a new job after you lose? Clicking Quentin in this one tonight makes sense. Like, you just watched a man who had a ACL injury come back, knock his opponent out, who was seeming like he could be after his next fight, go into the top 15 and make his way up to the top 10 and beat everyone on his way up to the title and like it was nothing, because that's what he had been doing from then. And the people that he couldn't knock out easily, he went to war with and barely lost against. But then my character steps in there, and he dismantled the man, and showed him, yeah, so what are you? You're nothing compared to my skill. And dismantled him for 2 rounds before knocking him out. Wait, over 3 whole rounds. My character was gonna let that go every round until he caught him off guard with that.
Here we go, early round one. We talk about wrestling being a great equalizer in MMA, but length and reach is another one. He's got a great jab. We'll see if he can employ it tonight.
You have got to be born with it, right? You don't get taller. When you're a tall guy, you have to understand, make your skill set match your physical abilities. And this guy has done this tremendously.
All right, so we're in the...
I was about to say, who's watching Veggie Tales next door?
Not anymore. Beautiful trip to
Like, I
get
just
this
start
fight
hearing,
to
yeah. Wait, let me get the Veggie Tales intro. Veggie Tales theme song. This is it. This is what I was hearing. Next door. Not a Clorox ad. I was hearing this. Like, I was just hearing the tuba. Is that what it's called? A tuba?
3,
A tuba. Yeah,
2,
yeah, a tuba.
1. Holy. In front of us we have 7 phones. Allow phones with this chip to do this, this, and this. To use for different types of cityscapes. Oh yeah, and also, this is a hot spec Find X3 Pro. So, 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage, but with this you also get a terabyte of cloud storage to be able to keep your photos. My only reservation is that of all camera companies to partner with, why Oppo chose Kodak? It's not like they're exactly known for their high-end imaging. Exposure, probably. An unfortunate camera cut. Hey, do you want to hear about a really poorly named phone? Like, way worse than even Sony's name. Well, this right here is the smartphone for Snapdragon Insiders. That's literally the model name. It's like if I changed my channel to YouTuber for phone enthusiasts. You might have heard of Qualcomm. They make the Snapdragon chips that power almost every Android flagship. Well, what tends to happen is, at the start of each generation, Qualcomm will come and say, hey, this is our next generation chip. It's going to allow phones with this chip to do this, this, and this. But then in reality, almost no phone maker fully takes advantage of the chip. So, one day, Qualcomm was just like, screw it. We're making our own. This thing is super limited. It's $1,500. It's not even trying to sell in big numbers. But its cameras have been rated as well above the Galaxy S21 Ultras, and its audio quality apparently in a league of its own. This is actually why it comes with these earphones included. See, one of the key things that their latest chip supports is the ability to wirelessly play songs in what they call studio master quality. And these are some of the few earphones that can possibly take advantage of that. Anyways, you also get a red and black bumper case. I can think of one YouTuber who'd appreciate this. A thick, chunky case for those earphones, and then, whoops, the charging brick plus cables. Okay, this design is not for me. Even with the LED backlit logo, the whole thing feels distinctly prototypey and lost in some halfway house between going for actually sharp, squarer edges and the more elegant circular design elements. Everything from the screen bezels to the home screen wallpaper to the sheer size of this unit are all a bit clunky. Let's try this camera though. I'm curious. That's a pretty spicy photo, not gonna lie. What about this audio quality? Well, I have Tidal loaded up, which is basically the audiophile version of Spotify. First time I'm trying this.
All right, here we go as our next round gets underway. His strong leg packs so
Right.
much power.
It's tough for me to say how much of this is going to be the earphones and how much of it is the chip on the phone. But this combination is so rich that it almost wants to make me forgive the naming. Okay, number 2. This one's taken me a long time to get hold of. Lots of eBay alerts and eventually $2,700 of cash too. So, late last year, OnePlus decided to partner up with the video game Cyberpunk 2077. And to be fair to them, this could have been an awesome deal. Cyberpunk was pegged to be literally the game of the decade, but when it eventually came out and it was so unbelievably glitchy that PlayStation refused to sell it, I imagine OnePlus probably decided not to talk about this too much. The sad part of it is though, this might be their coolest limited edition ever. So much so that if you get the full set, it comes in 3 separate parts. Glitches. How appropriate. So, we'll start with the phone. I have seen a few photos of it online, and I remember when I first looked at it, I was just like, damn, this is more than just a paint job. It comes in 3 separate parts. Oh, glitches. How appropriate. So, we'll start with the phone. I have seen a few photos of it online, and I remember when I first looked at it, I was just like, damn, this is more than just a paint job. This is a redesign. You've got an outer sleeve. That's new. I'm assuming this is the map of the game world, which they call Night City. The core accessories, they don't look too different. You still get a white power brick, phone on top, and still a red charging cable. But this is where it starts getting special. You get a Cyberpunk badge. That's kind of horrifying, to be honest. A pretty stealthy black and yellow case, and then inside this insert are actually more Cyberpunk goodies. Legends are born in Night City. I'm pretty sure you were born in China, but sure. The stickers and the toaster. Here's the main event though. Okay, this is so well done. Like, it is actually based on this phone, the OnePlus 8T, but the limited edition is so heavily customized that you wouldn't know looking at it. How they've extended the camera across the entire width of the phone, how the back goes from glossy to matte to glossy, how it's almost got this concrete finish in the middle and yellow and gold highlights throughout. Let's boot it up. Ooh, that's different and slightly alarming. A few cool things to note when you're in the phone. The live wallpaper is wicked. I've never seen a phone theme this heavily customized. You've got black and yellow everywhere, sci-fi sound effects baked in, and I really respect when companies go to lengths like this. They've even made custom cyberpunk themed fingerprint scanner animations. I wonder if you can have this thing. Ooh, yeah, look. We've got a cyberpunk filter here too, called Night City. Ooh, listen to that. I think that's one of the most well-executed filters I've ever used. Damn, look like I've just come out the oven. If you think about it, this cyberpunk collab makes so much sense. Like, every single year, companies come on stage to tell us that their new phone is the future. And when you're collabing with a game that's actually set in the year 2077, it allows you to run with that idea. Who doesn't want their tech to be more futuristic? Plus, this desirability is also fueled by how hard the damn thing is to get hold of. OnePlus never announced exactly how many units, but I do know that in some countries like Malaysia, there were as few as 10 phones available. Okay, so, then we have the second part of this. The watch. This is a cyberpunk version of the OnePlus Watch, which, to be honest, as a product on its own, I don't rate too highly. Its operating system is pretty limited.
Guess I just need to be careful.
Third round underway.
Maybe start giving me respect. See what happens? Come on. Fight me.
Well, you didn't see a lot. reversal here, DC.
What a way to
Having
switch
fun,
the
Mr.
position.
Westlaw?
Fantastic movement by the bottom
Ooh.
fighter. Still nice body.
Made a mistake.
Look at how he drives his knee right into his opponent's midsection.
Well, it's not due to a lack of effort. He continues to throw, but this is like double-A striking.
Oh, John, take it for a ride. Nice double leg, nice finish.
All right, so he's sort of turtled up here. Not great body language. Perhaps he's trying to bait him in a little bit.
He's playing the tuba. Oh, wait, yeah. It's just Mexican music, sorry. Nice right. Ooh. We had him step straight into that one.
Tried to go to
Oh,
the body, but unable to connect.
Okay. Say this can make
Well, he has landed some good shots, DC, but really unable to string
Boom,
anything
straight into
together
that.
in terms of solid combinations.
Every time he steps into a hit, I gotta time that. Ooh.
Man, look what that one body shot did.
That shows you power. The power in the
Ah,
placement. It was
you
placed
take me down.
perfectly, and now he's got his opponent
Come on,
hurt.
start firing. Start throwing punches. You can punch from down there, you know.
With 2 minutes and change to go in round 3. Oh, nice job to get back up again. You don't want to hang out on the ground with this guy.
Over and over, he's landing.
Which guy do you mean? The guy who, whenever they get up, just fires off a bunch of hits.
Nice job to block the shot there.
And if he makes a mistake, just
What a body kick.
because both legs have been destroyed from throwing leg kicks, but still is able to destroy this man because of his reach. Look straight into that. Get yourself back up.
Unbelievable. That shot landed perfectly, and now he's got his opponent hurt.
Ah!
Stuffs the takedown there. How good is his takedown defense?
He has a commitment to kick.
Not good enough.
And it shows.
A little single collar tie there. All right, Muay Thai
Just shoot for the knockout. Just go for a knockout now.
We'll see how he chooses to attack.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous position, but an advantageous one for the offense.
Oh!
Get up, get up,
Oh,
get
he's
up.
hurt bad. He's hurt bad, John. He's got to press him. He's got to go chase that finish down now.
Oh, that should have been that. And that should have been it.
He mixed it up. He went high.
Round 1 goes to him, I'm sure of it.
Now he's got him hurt very bad.
But still, we put up. I put up hell of a fight. If I lose my decision, I'm fine with that. Like, that was a hell of a
John,
fight.
he
Just
used his best weapons
both men going
in
for
order
it.
to carry him to a decision. A very
But one
clear
man just
decision, in my
outclassed
opinion.
the other man when
A
it
great
came down to their
performance
standing
tonight
game.
by this young fighter.
We'll see how the judges saw it. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Like, look at me. I don't look like I had any damage done. You look at him, he's bleeding.
All 3 judges score the contest 30-25 for the winner by unanimous decision.
I won all 3 rounds, baby.
Congratulations to him. He is your winner by unanimous decision and certainly a dominant performance.
Wait, no, he won round
He
game.
did a great
I
job
know
of
that, because he just
anticipating
took me down and I could not
both
stop
the
him.
engagements of
But
this fight.
still,
His
he was
opponent
not
never really
prepared.
had an opportunity.
Oh, yeah, if I said knockout machine. Damn it. That was still a hell of a fight. Like, yeah, see, fight of the night bonus to open, well, knock out the other guy. Hey, but neither man could do better than could outbest each other. Until the very end where my character just was thrown for that knockout. Like, look at this. 216 strikes were thrown by me in that fight. And he threw only 94. And like, that's how you can tell both men wanted that win. But only one man could walk out the victor, and that man was the me. Cheese grater, he's greater. No, he's a cheese grater.
But for the same reason that I love this future theme on the phone, it might well also add something in it too. So far so good. Big fan of the yellow accents got it all the way around. It follows really well with the phone. 1 hour later. It's just a shame that the software is a genuine mess. I spent at least a full hour trying to set this thing up using 3 different phones, and I've had 3 separate error messages on them. Ironically, and unfortunately, quite fitting with how the game turned out. But hey, if you are enjoying this video, then a sub to the channel would be smooth. Bit of a letdown overall. I almost feel like this cyberpunk theme was slightly weighted on the mid-range 1+AT and the medium.
It's the man of the hour, super confident, and my clothes yell it louder. And if it don't compute, then I got to reroute ya. Dressing all black like a bouncer. Eye for an eye, now I got an eye gouger. Life been a bitch like a blue nose schnauzer. Outcome, not a crip, but still throw the sea up. Go back to the hood where my net worth and my fee up. Bars harder than the morning, trying to pee up. I'm trying to say that couldn't see us. If you wanna be us, you just gotta believe us. That we about to shake the whole globe, so
Corey Sandhagen?
I write checks. Might rewrite your life if the price set. Might check 1, 2,
That's gonna be a good fight.
Denzel coming out of the zoo. Carry City
I don't know, he's still down here. He hasn't fought. He just has not fought. Look at this. I get a fight with Corey Sandhagen. Yeah. And that's gonna be an amazing fight against Corey Sandhagen. Like his last fight in real life was against Petr Yan for the interim title, where him and Yan went at it. But still, that was just hilarious. Just exiting the fight, barely able to walk, but still being the winner. It's like, how are you still able to stand? Well, the funny thing is, he didn't land anything good enough to keep me down. Well, you saw me throwing with that man for all those rounds. Whenever we got to the feet. And who was the person that hit the ground every time in our striking battles? He was. Yes. Who does that show is the better stunt fighter out of me and him? You. Yep. And now, who am I about to be fighting? Corey Sandhagen. Yes, and what is Sandhagen? An amazing fighter. Mm-hmm. And guess what I'm going to do to him? Beat him. Yep. And show that I am the best here. By another amazing fight. How many, my first ever fight was a knockout in round 3 with 55 seconds left in the round for me just targeting the body. This fight targeted the body. Targeted the body. That fight was just quick. I just hit him a few times in the body and crumbled. Another good fight. I could just target the body. He kept being able to stand, but then he hit the ground. This guy targeted the body, made him hit the ground. This guy. That was a good fight. Like, was that the guy I'm happy I fought? Yeah, Arthur Harvey. Arthur Harvey was an amazing fighter, but he could not make it past. But he could not make it through round 2 because you can tell the difference between those two fights. Like, that was meant to be like a month after that fight, a month or 2 after that fight. But then that fight happened in 4 months later because my character blew out his ACL during training. So that was brutal.